Hey guys, it's Meanspeed here. I realize I haven't made a proper video in ages, um, but I decided to make one today because I wanted to talk about the April release. If you are one of those people who looks at the forums for like a decent amount, you would have seen that an EA representative called Sergeant Oakleaf, who is apparently Sergeant Shop. I don't know if that's a new account or just a nickname or renamed hero, whatever. But he made a thread about supposed weapon tweaks. And I'm going to put tweaks in inverted commas because I don't really know like how far of a tweak it's going to be, like if it's going to be a huge change or just a really small, barely noticeable tweak to a weapon or ability or whatever, and also new themed items. So about that, I know pretty much now what Easy is going to do this year in terms of content. In January, we had no new stuff. It was all just sales and recycling of old items. And we had the background giants, which were the same ones from December of last year, for almost, if not all, of January. But in February, we had the native Indian stuff and also the new treasure chest content. And March has had no new stuff either, which tells me that they're going to do 1 month for sales and offers. The next is going to be for new content. So April is going to have new stuff as well. Although, this might be, this is conjecture, but I do think this is the route they're going to take because currently they don't really seem to have as much time as they did in the past for Battlefield Heroes because they've got to work on a variety of different games. But I have no idea in terms of what the development is like for free to play. What's it called? Battlefield Play for Free. That's it. I haven't played that game in ages since like closed beta, but I don't know what they're doing for those other free to play games they have in their sort of router. But yeah, that's just the way they're going to go with stuff, I think. In terms of the ability tweaks, I really hope they focus on grenade spam because I have to say that it is very overpowered. Well, it's obvious enough that it is. But I wanted to first speak about some of the stuff that they did right when they did decide to the last time they changed it, which was late 2012, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think that's right. I don't have the exact date with me, but I'm just looking on the forum right now. I can't really see anything at the moment. So what they did do right, okay, first of all, with grenade spam, they did a good thing in that you can bring the grenades out and then throw them straight away. Before, there was actually a slight delay before you could throw them, which is quite annoying for some people. So that's where they did a good thing. Here's something they should have changed, but they didn't. Basically, when you are holding the grenades and you fall off a platform onto another platform, even if it's quite a small drop or distance to the ground, you will actually just lose your grenades entirely and they'll be counted as being used even though you don't see them. And yeah, you'll just have to wait for them to recharge again, which is kind of something they could have changed. I don't know if it's something to do with the engine or anything that I don't know. One of the things I thought they could have done is also, say if you do drop from such a distance, maybe make it so it just switches to your weapon and the grenades don't count as being used. Or when you do fall to the ground, maybe to make it seem slightly realistic, you actually do throw them or as if you dropped them so they do show up on the floor or whatever. Just some ideas. One thing they did do wrong was increase the radius by a lot. I do admit that grenade spam wasn't as good back then, but it didn't need to go from 20% to 60%. And I know it's pretty late to just be talking about this because I'm talking about this on the 31st of March. And yeah, basically April is tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to update tomorrow. They normally update on Wednesdays, but like I said, with them changing their whole scheme of things, I don't know when they're going to update it. But it's going to be fairly early April, I guess. Because this thread was made on the 25th of February. So they've had it like over a month to collectively look at what people think should be put into this update, and yeah, I guess they're gonna release stuff fairly soon. In terms of the content, one thing I've noticed that we've been lacking a lot of like content. Well, let me just explain something. In the past, with new releases, we've had outfits, weapons, and on the rare occasion, emotes and widgets. But recently, we've just had outfits, and we've been basically recycling old weapons and incorporating them to the new sets. For example, a lot of people would agree that the rifles, what's it called, North Infantry's repeater. I don't know what they're called, but basically, I agree they do go well with the theme. But that doesn't mean they couldn't have gone out of their way to make a new weapon to support that theme. I mean, look at the Alien release. They could have simply just used the lasers because that's a futuristic weapon, but they didn't. They made 3 new things. They made the teleporter, and they made the shotgun, the sonic boom shotgun, and the homing gun. All of them do look pretty cool. They, some of them, like the homing gun, need a buff, I think, but they're just new weapons to go with the release, and they could have easily just been like, oh, okay, we can't be bothered to make something new like a weapon, so let's just put this futuristic machine gun and the futuristic submachine guns and also the orbital punch with the stuff because it's futuristic, but they didn't. But hopefully they're going to start making new weapons, because I do like to try new weapons out and experiment them. And I probably will also, if they will tweak grenade spam, which I'm sure they will, I'm going to do a comparison video, I think, with what the old grenade spam was like, each at different levels on like some people, and then like compare it with the new grenade spam. Unfortunately, I don't have many old videos of when grenade spam was like before the buff in 2012, and I don't have any footage of what it was like in closed beta with me, so I can't really do those comparisons. But yeah. So I'll probably put some sort of a video to go along with this. I remember I tried to record a commentary probably like 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, I can't remember, and my audio messed up, so I couldn't really do anything about it. So I sort of got a bit demotivated to do stuff. That wasn't a pun on the actual weapon, by the way. Yeah, so I just didn't want to do stuff. So even as I'm talking now, I don't even know until I go back and look at the audio and listen to it if this has come out okay. So I hope it has, but I'm just going to put a video to this. So hopefully you've enjoyed what I had to say about this so-called release, this April release. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be good, and we have some well-deserved nerfs and some buffs. I mean, I did note that the homing gun kind of needs a buff, really. The damage isn't that great, and some other things that can counter it really easily, like IEG. But yeah, also about IEG, as a quick side note, I didn't like how they made it so. Oh well, I liked how IEG 5 can counter grenade spam 5, sort of, because there is a bit of splash damage that can make you take like 4 damage or whatever. But one thing I didn't like is that IEG 1 barely sort of counters grenade spam 1. So they sort of needed to make it so that same level abilities sort of, counterbalance with the same level of another ability. So yeah, that was just a thought as well. So I'm just really quickly going to look down this thread and see what people are saying. A lot of people are sort of, well, from what I'm summarizing this really quickly, hoping that some things change, but not too much, not too many things change. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, thanks for listening. I mean, and watching. I don't know what video I'm going to put to this yet, but anyways, see ya.